for the opportunity. We do represent quite a few smaller businesses in South Africa. Now, the question in regards to foreign nationals has always been very specific and a very touchy subject, if I could put it like that. At the end of the day, we try and advise our members to ensure that they employ proudly South African, as we are also a proudly South African company. We do encourage them to make sure that if they do employ foreign nationals, that they do follow the correct procedures, and the legislative framework is there for individuals that want to employ foreign nationals. It's a very tricky situation. The question is, should new regulations be brought in? I don't really think so. At the end of the day, as I said, the legislative framework is there, and if it is adhered to, people will be able to push through and get jobs for South African citizens.
What is the framework at the moment? So we have no quotas in place, but there were reports about Chinese firm Huawei mostly employing foreigners, some concerns about that.
Yeah, look, there's not currently a quota on which on how much we can employ. At the end of the day, if a foreign national wants to work in South Africa with a business, they need to be equipped with a working permit. And the regulations are quite strict in regards to obtaining this working permit. So at the end of the day, it's hard to employ foreign nationals. Do we need to have a look at regulating that and cutting it down? Probably. But at the end of the day, I think what we sit with today is we have a bigger problem that people need to move back to labor versus the automation, especially coming with the fourth industrial revolution. So regulations need to maybe become a little bit tighter, but excluding a specific group, especially if we're talking about foreign nationals, could really drive investors away. And that's a fear we have as an employers organization representing quite a few employers in the country.
And that aligns with what some others are saying. In fact, they go further, that if we have to go over and above already stopping people at the borders if they don't have skills and looking at those work permits, then what it's exposing is a government and society that is failing. Some would even say quotas are xenophobic.
You're 100% correct, Francis. We don't want to lean into a situation where we are seen as a xenophobic country as a whole. As an employers organization, we don't get involved in politics, and I also don't venture into a comment on that. But at the end of the day, we need to be able to create jobs, and we feel for the smaller business employers, the only thing we can do to create more jobs or to ensure that more South Africans do get jobs is to bring back the culture of employers going back to labor, maybe cutting the red tape a little bit, maybe looking at the regulations are there, the acts are there, the Labour Relations Act, Basic Condition and Employment Equity Act are there for us. We just need proper implementation of it to make sure that we can move forward and convince new employers and small employers to move back to labor versus going to automation of certain functions.
Were you concerned when the EFF went and put pressure on businesses to employ mostly South Africans?
Look, that's a political party's prerogative, and I understand why they're doing it. It's an organization that states that they're there for the workers. I understand why they're doing it. It is a little bit contradicting towards previous statements that were against xenophobia. At the end of the day, I think all of us just want South Africa to move forward, and we want to make sure that most South Africans can earn a basic income so that they can support their families.
All right, thank you for your time. The National Manager for the Consolidated Employers Organisation, Jaundre Kruger.